Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to YC Cooks and Bakes. I hope everybody is having a safe day out there. It's supposed to be cold and icy and snowy throughout parts of the country. Um, we had 27 degrees here this morning. I think it's up to 30 now. And we were supposed to see snow in South Carolina, this part of Carolina, but only the upstate got it. We don't have anywhere we live. It was just mostly rain. But now where a problem will come in is if it freezes tonight, and then people would have to be careful. But I guess, if you look at the weather reports, there's another chance for snow coming up on Friday the 21st. So we'll see. But we don't usually get any where we live anyway. This is Sunday, the day before Martin Luther King Day, and I thought with this long weekend it would be nice to do a roasted pork loin, and that's what I have right here. And I'm at the part right now where I'm going to glaze it, and then I'm gonna roast some vegetables to go alongside it. And this is my dinner idea for this Sunday, is a roasted pork loin and roasted vegetables. And this glaze I made myself with honey and Dijon mustard and our favorite spices and just a little bit of oil. And the sodium in it is soy sauce, not sea salt. There's sea salt on my pork loin though, as it baked throughout today. And some of the new recipes say that you can just bring this up to 145. I'm not comfortable with that. I like pork to be really cooked, so I brought it up to 165, and I'm sure it will go up even higher once I put it back in the oven. And I did have a tent of foil loosely over it while it was cooking, but now I'm going to leave it off to have it glazed, and I will show you. See, I've added the glaze to the top of the loin. It's a beautiful loin. I think it's like 4 pounds or 4.25 pounds, like 4¼ pounds. And here is my vegetables. It's just, potatoes and carrots. And I'm also going to put that in at this time in the oven. Okay, so all that can finish cooking. But one thing I do like to do on Sundays, especially on a long weekend, is make some sort of a dessert for my family. Well, my mom recently sent me a recipe called Wacky cake. I had never heard of it, and then I started looking up things about it, and it's really interesting because you really don't have to have dairy in the house to do this recipe. So if you want to see how a cake is made without eggs or butter or a milk, stay tuned. Okay, everyone, we're back at the counter to make this wacky dessert. And I just want to say that I was looking at some of these recipes for this wacky cake that my mom sent me. And this recipe seems to be doubled. And that could be why she sent it to me, because this one will fit in a 9 by 13 pan. But if you're just 2 or 3 people, I would suggest cutting this recipe in half. But she knows I have 4 big men in this family. Like, we have 3 sons that are all older, and my husband, and so so we're gonna make this like it is. So if you need it smaller, please cut it in half. Okay. We're going to start off with 3 cups of flour. And from what I understand, you can make this right in the 9x13 pan. But you know how I am with flour, so I don't trust myself. I'm going to use a bowl, mix it, and then put it in the pan. It's not a big deal. Okay, and then we need a half a cup of cocoa. And that's, you know, the unsweetened cocoa, baking cocoa. Okay, and then 2 cups of sugar. And I know, you know, a lot of you are who do resolutions are trying to stay away from fattening stuff, and that's fine. You know, I don't do dessert every day. The last time I made a cake was at Christmas for Jesus' birthday. If you don't want to do this, that's fine. It's interesting that it doesn't have dairy, so if you're someone who cannot have eggs or something, this would be the cake for you. And as far as my family goes, I'm really the only one that needs to stay away from it. All my husband and my sons are slender, so they could eat it, you know, and get away with it, and they'll work it off. So I just wanted to say that. And then, okay, so far we have 3 cups of flour and a half a cup of cocoa, 2 cups of sugar, and now we're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And I don't mean baking powder, I mean baking soda. Okay. You know, with the Arm & Hammer. Okay. So there's 1. And there's 2. Okay, and this next ingredient is vinegar. I think that's the only thing I didn't take out. I'm going to go get the vinegar, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I like to cook with different vinegars, like on my spinach and greens and stuff. I like using red wine vinegar. And when I make some other things like with fruits and stuff, I like to use, or even like that pork loin, I like to use like an apple cider vinegar, but it doesn't specify on this. So in that case, we will use a white distilled vinegar, and I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons. So if you're cutting this in half, you would just need 1. So we'll do 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. There's 1. And 2. Okay. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1, 2. And then 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. I'll get my 3rd cup out and do it twice. That's 1/3 and 2/3. It'll drip forever, right? Okay. Now, the next ingredient is 2 cups of tepid water. And I started searching around about this recipe because I had never heard of it. And apparently you can use part coffee. So that's what I would like to do. And so I'm going to go get some coffee at this time. And it just has to be, you know, tepid. So hang on. Okay, so I was able to, you know, we had a little bit left in the thing. I was able to get like 1.5 cups. So I'm going to use the rest with water that I just had sitting, that I keep up by the sink. So, And that's it. And if you don't like mocha or coffee or anything like that, you could just use tepid water. But I think it would make it more interesting. And there we go. And I'm going to mix it up. I think that is everything. The water, which it was part coffee I used, and the 2/3 cup of vegetable oil, vanilla, vinegar, baking soda, sugar, cocoa, and flour, and that's it. I mean, simple, right? That is awesome. So, Mom, thanks for sending this recipe to me. I hope it turns out. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's kind of strange not using baking powder or eggs or milk. I know the oil will take place. You can substitute oil for butter, so that part of it I get. So the side of this almost looks like the other chocolate cake recipe I made, but I'm sure they're very, very different. You can see the dry ingredients in there. I'm going to lift you up so you can look down into the bowl. Okay. And I'm going to mix this up, and I will bring you back. Okay, I have the cake all mixed now. I'm just going to pour it in this Pyrex 9x13. And this is another interesting part. You don't have to grease it. And I don't know if it's because there's 2/3 cup of vegetable oil in the recipe. I'm assuming so. But you do not have to grease your whatever 9x13 you try to use or need to use. And it cooks at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here at this time. And the consistency is right on. I mean, you can see it's the consistency of cake batter. It looks like I got a little bit of maybe a coffee ground in there, but that's okay. It'll be all right. Well, you could spend all day at doing it. I used a whisk to mix it up. Okay. And this is it. I'll bring you forward. See? That's it. And I will bake it up so you can see that it bakes up like it. I'm interested in seeing if it bakes up good. And then you just use whatever topping or icing that your family would like. My mom said that she used to make this when we were growing up, and she would use like a lace, like a doily, that has intricate parts just like a snowflake. She would put that on top and then sprinkle powdered sugar on it, and it would have like the lace look. It would be really pretty. It would have an intricate design across it with baking, with powdered sugar, icing sugar. So but I may try to make a buttercream frosting for this. I'm not sure yet, but I just want to try to bake it up so you can see that this cake bakes up without any, dairy in it. So, and we'll have this later on after the pork loin I made and the roasted veggies. So I will bring you back after this is baked. Okay, just a quick note to you. If it seems really quiet now compared to earlier, it's because I had my dryer on earlier, and I just wanted you to know what that noise was. But also too, this is one of the aprons that my mom got me, and she got me 3 of them, and it's by this company here, Aproners Apron. And I just wanted to show you their card in case you were looking for an apron. They're very, very nice. And I really thank my mom for getting them for me. I really appreciate it, because you know that this black t-shirt would have flour on it right now since I made a cake. So let me get this done and I'll bring y'all back. Okay, everyone, we're back. And the cake is done. And it's wacky, all right, because I don't know how this turned out without milk, eggs, and butter, and baking powder or salt. And I am so excited about it. And let me put you forward so you can see it. Here it is. Look at this. Look at that beautiful sheet cake. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm gonna, you know how they do. I'm gonna take a, look at that, no crumbs on the toothpick. It is completely done in 30 minutes. So if you know someone that can't have eggs or dairy for one reason or another, or you're just cutting down like cholesterol because of butter or something like that, I'm telling you, give this a try. Oh yeah, look at, I'm telling, it's going to be moist. I could tell just by the looks of it and the touch of it. And I'm gonna let this cool, because I'm probably gonna make some kind of buttercream frosting for my boys, because they would enjoy that on it. But I'm sure with just a design of powdered sugar, it would be beautiful too, you know, to have with hot coffee or tea. But this has really impressed me, and it's very interesting. So I hope you give it a try. And we're going to have this after we have our pork loin and roasted veggies. And I hope you come back and bake and cook with me again. So everyone, please be safe out there in this wintry weather. You can hear the dog walking around. Okay. So give it a try, and I'll make sure I put the ingredients and the cooking details and everything in the description. And if you're new here, please comment, like, and subscribe so you can get all my videos and my recipes in the description. Have a great night. Bye-bye.